This is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at our top 10 card games.
Yes, the top 10 list. I love making these top 10 lists.
Yes.
And card games was kind of actually a hard definition question.
A little tricky to make.
What is a card game?
Yes.
We talked about this for a while and we kind of ended up on a card game for this list needing to be a game which mostly uses cards.
Yes.
Which is obvious, it cannot be, it can have other components if cards is the main thing you use in the game.
Yeah, it's a little, we were like, okay, but this feels like a board game, but then that feels like a card game. For example, you're playing cards, while other cards you have more a tableau thing, for example. And it's a difference between a card game and a board game that are card driven.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For example, Brass, Birmingham or Brass,
it's a card driven board game.
It's not a card game
I don't feel like
but
that.
you have cards in your
least.
hand and you play cards when you play it. I think this is one where I am actually unsure how similar our list is gonna be. Because when I made this, I felt this might be a list where we end up having quite dissimilar lists.
Yeah.
Because we usually, as if you haven't watched any of our videos before or top 10s before, we do not know each other's lists. So this is as much fun for us. You get two lists you don't know before. We at least get one.
I don't know mine either.
You just press shuffle and now you're opening it up
oh, this is
my
a card
top
game.
10.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to begin the games?
I can do it. My number 10 is Mystic Vale. And this is a game that uses a very unique card crafting system. And it basically means that you have a deck of cards. And instead of adding more cards to your deck, like a deck builder, you are adding upgrades to your card and making the cards that you have already better. And it has a push your luck element as well. So you want to stop before you bust.
Stop before you bust.
Yeah. And the game is about making your cards better and getting points. That is the game.
It's basically, if you have, it's by John D. Clear.
Yes.
Who also made Edge of Darkness, which was his first game that he wanted to do with this. And AG was make something a bit simpler so we can learn that card crafting system. It is, as I said, basically, when you get down to it, it is a deck building game, but you'll always have 20 cards in your deck.
Yeah, I thought also about Dead Reckoning, but that has that is a board game with the same mechanism, but with a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, and Edge of Darkness for that case.
Yes.
I don't remember how much other stuff than the cards are in there. There's some workers and stuff like that.
It's been too long.
Yeah. My number 10 is a game I haven't played for a bit. We played it for Keep Our Call, but before that I hadn't played it for a long time.
Let me guess now. Just kidding. I have no idea.
But I have played it many times. It's a classic game. Most people in Norway just call it a bean game. It's Bonanza by Uwe Rosenberg, and the first Uwe Rosenberg game, which is different from all those other games, but it does have to do with farming. It's a card game where you are planting different beans. You only have two different places where you can plant them. You can buy one more throughout the game. You have a hand of cards which you cannot manipulate. So you always have to plant the first card in your hand. So you want to trade away the ones that you don't want. So you end up with a hand that is in a good way for you. Very nice game. You can play it with many people. It's a great trading game, which is one I still would not be sad to play. If somebody was sitting down saying, let's play Bonanza, I would be that's a fun game. I'm in.
Yeah, I agree. And my number 9 is War of the Ring, the card game. This is a newer game in our collection, and I really fell in love with it last year. We played it with 2 other people. 4-player experience is the best. It is a thematic game, set in the Lord of the Rings universe, and you're playing as the dark side and the light side. No, that is Star Wars. But it is,
Good and bad.
Yes. And it is a very tense head-to-head experience, but the card manipulation, the card playing is everything in this game. It's what you pay with and for, and it is everything.
It's a card game. You don't have to have arguments with being a card game.
The card games on the list that I looked at, I was just oh no, that doesn't feel like a card game to me, actually.
I love that game as well. I had so much fun playing it. I still really want to play War of the Ring, the board game.
Oh yeah.
And I think
tried that.
no, we haven't, because like it's one of those. It's expensive, and we don't usually play these kind of two-player head-to-head games. At least not the ones that takes many hours to play.
Yes.
My number 9 then is a game I've played countless of times, so I know the count is like 120 or something. It's Dominion. With all of its expansions, not all of them, like especially with Seaside and I think Prosperity, is that the one?
Yeah, that sounds like the one.
The game is fantastic. I still like it, especially as a two-player game, or with people who know the game. Like it's one of the first deck building games, super simple. You do ABC, you do action, buy, and then the last thing on C, card stuff. I don't remember what the C is all about.
No.
And D for discard. The game
is that the thing? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I think it was like something like that.
Nice.
But it's a very fun game I like a lot. I know you do not like it as much, but it's one that I will never be sad to play, but it has to be quick.
Yeah. My number 8 is the newest game on this list. It's Earth. Oh, yeah. And I was just like between Wingspan and Earth for this list, because I feel like they're different games, but they tick off the same boxes for me. And what I really enjoyed about Earth, with just playing in 2 players though, so I'm putting this 2-player experience here because I really liked it. Mm-hmm. I liked the same feeling that it got me like from Terraforming Mars, but this is like a pure card game instead, that you're having so many possibilities, but then again you have to find like, okay, this is fitting with my strategy, and you're playing all of your cards into a tableau, and you want to match with different like bonus scoring for the game, and also what benefits the cards around them. I thought it was overall a pleasant game to play.
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. You can go and check out our review if you want to see more thoughts about Earth, the game, not the planet we live on. My next one is another one I have played many times. It is not a board game, it's a card game.
It's a card game.
It is Lost Cities.
Yeah, cool.
The super duper quick game from Rani Knizia, which is a lot of luck, but just like super duper quick to play. Love like the risk assessment of, do I want to start this new thing? Do I want to wait till I have that card, playing a card, drawing a card? No, I got the card that I wanted, but I know in 5 minutes we're going to be done and we're going to play another game. We can play like best of 3 in 20 minutes. It's not one that we play because we're playing.
I play it actually. I have the app on my phone.
Oh, you do?
It's really nice.
How often do you play it?
Well, it goes like in periods of time. So like one day I can play it 5 times and then not for 2 months.
Oh, yeah. Cool. But I have the app as well. Just so you know, I also own apps.
Yeah.
But I have not played it in quite the time.
My number 7 is quite similar to that genre. It's Shotten Totten.
Yes.
And this is my it is for me, Lost Cities like 2.0. It's not the same game, but you're playing like cards on like each side, and you want to have like a set of cards. It could be like 3 in a row or 3 of the same, and you want to have like win the thing between you. And
it's a battle, basically.
Yes, it is a battle.
Yeah.
And you want to like win then, for example, 3 sets that are adjacent to each other. And it's really tense because it is a race to get there first. So you always feel like, okay, which of these battles am I going to like go hard in, and which am I going to like not prioritize, and try to deduce which one your opponents are bluffing at and not.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I love it a lot as well. My number 7 is then going to be Wingspan, which is like your Earth.
Yes.
I guess. Like,
yeah, basically.
I don't know which one of them I like the most.
I haven't decided either.
But I have played Wingspan the most, and I still enjoy it a lot. I own the app on Nintendo Switch, played it 2 times. But it is a great, fun game. I enjoyed it now. We played it pretty recently, the new
Asia version,
2-player
with 2
version.
players,
fantastic, fun little game. Some luck of the draw, all of that, like in Earth. But a fun, quick game that you can play on the table with cards.
Or on your Nintendo Switch, apparently.
Or Switch.
My number 6 is Seven Wonders, and we played this.
You should have had it
recently.
On 7.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I looked at it now, just like what happened here. But we played this very recently for Keep Us Calm.
The completely new series you never talked about before.
As well, and it's just a game that is always fun to play, always nice to have with new players, and always nice to have with big groups. You're basically drafting cards for 3 rounds and deciding if you want to keep or kill. No, just pay for it and use it for what the card says, or discarding it for money, or building like your monument or your wonder, really.
One of the 7 ones.
Yes.
One more.
So I like it.
7 Wonders, that's like a good... You like it.
I like it.
It's fine. I think it's
fine.
okay. Yeah, I know I like 7 Wonders a lot. My number 6 is going to be a game we haven't played in many years.
Okay.
It's one that I would have loved to keep up with and play more. And I know that you at least loved it a lot when you played it.
Okay.
It is Arkham Horror, the card game.
Yeah.
This is one that was a super duper, like we played Lord of the Rings, the card game, which was fine. We liked it, but it was way too dependent on actual building decks and doing that stuff which I don't like, and you don't care too much about that.
I really liked the game, but
yes.
the deck building I didn't.
Because you had to like build specific decks to win those specific scenarios. Yeah. Arkham felt more like you were leveling up there, so you basically got XP to buy more cards. It's like a super slow deck builder, and the scenarios were hard, cooperative, story-driven campaign game, but everything is card-based. You have some tokens that you draw from a bag or a cup, but other than that, it's like all cards. I really like it, and I would have loved. We played like the base game, and I think we played like half of the first box.
That is correct.
And it would be really fun to sit down and play it again. Yeah. But the problem is I don't think like any of it is available to buy.
No, I really remember that I enjoyed it, but it's so long since we played it, so it's sadly not on my list because I don't remember how I felt about it.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a lot about the game now. I just remembered that it was super hard, but I liked it.
And it has cards.
Yes,
it has cards. It's most important for this list.
My number 5 is The Bloody Inn, and it's a game that I like a lot.
Good.
It is cool with all the things that you can do with your cards, because it is a macabre theme about like murdering the people that are staying at your inn.
For fun.
Yes, so you can like either use them to bribe other cards to come like work for you, like their characters, and you can kill the cards. Or you can use them like as an annex, so you can bury a card under them. But it's also police in town, so you have to be careful not to have like a body that isn't buried when the police are coming. And it also has a really cool like money system, so you have to actually put it in the bank to be worth money.
Worth your while. Yes. My number 5. I like the game. It's not on my list. I do not like it that much. I tried to kill it, which made you sad.
Yes.
My number 5 is another small card game that I recently, actually, like pretty recently, depending on towards like how all the game is. I pretty recently played it for the first time. I'm gonna stop trying with words. It is For Sale.
Yeah.
This is a super quick auction game that is super fun for everybody involved. You can even play it with your grandma.
Almost, yeah, I think so.
It's very simple and a lot of fun. There's 2 rounds with an auction, and then you bid with the things that you win. In the second part, it's just like it's a super duper fun game that I enjoy a lot.
I agree. My number 4 is also a newer game in our collection, and it's Scout. It is one of those, what do you call it, the Oink games?
Yeah,
with a tiny box, and I think they do a lot of cool stuff with new things and unique things. What I like so much about Scout is the cleverness of the like different values on the card. So you want to play like all your cards out of your hand, but you at all times have to play like higher than what is already on the table. And you can play like multiple cards at the same time, but they have to be like adjacent to each other. So it's really
not in your hand because they.
Yes.
They have to be adjacent in your hand. I tried to make a joke, and it was a horrible joke because it was the rules of the game.
The wrong. Yes. and if you can't play it, you have to like get more cards in your hand. So yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun while we played Scout. My number 4 is a cooperative game called The Crew.
Yeah.
Underwater Adventure. No, it's called The Crew Mission Deep Sea.
Yes.
I was like almost saying Search for
Adventure.
Planet 9, but that's the first one. The Crew Mission Deep Sea takes what the crew did in a perfect way and makes it even better with different ways of different objectives and stuff like that. It is basically a cooperative trick-taking game where you have like, I need to win this specific card, or I need to have 3 ones, or I need to do this or that, and you're trying without communicating, you're trying to communicate in a way by the cards you're playing, so that you end up that the people who need to do the specific tasks do the specific tasks. You play through a fantastic story with just like with all this fantastic action and stuff happening. No, wait, you don't. You play through a story, but it's horrible and it should not be there. It should just be like, 1, do this. But they tried. Yes, but there's like 50 missions, which increasingly difficult. A super fun game, which I would like to play again.
Yes, The Crew is super fun. My number 3 is Air, Land and Sea Critters at War. That is the edition that I've played anyways. Yep. And I seldom love those head-to-head battles. Especially against you, because you always win, I feel like. But this really was a surprise for me. I liked it so much. What I think is really cool is that based on the cards that you draw in the beginning of your turn, you can like see, okay, I think I will win this many battles, or like get this many points, or what it is. And then you can be like, you can get something positive even though you didn't do well in that the round, which I really enjoyed. And you have like these 3 battlefields, and you have to play.
Are they called?
Air, Land and Sea.
Yes.
And you can then see like how you can manipulate cards. So it's really important to plan some turns ahead, because a lot of the cards manipulate what is already played.
Yeah, it's a super duper fun game. Another one that is very quick and easy to get to the table.
Yes, it is a 2-player game.
Yeah. In that genre of games that of 2-player games that I would actually really like to play.
Yes.
My number 2 is then gonna be Hanamikoji, which is a super cool I split you choose game where you also like shot and totten, trying to win these different battlefields, but they're not battlefields in that game, but trying to win these different areas, getting these items and stuff like that. It is one that is always very much fun to play, and now we have like the new version with all the different action tiles that you use, so the game is going to be very different each time you play. Fantastic game.
Really solid as well. My number 2 is gonna be a crossover, and when I wrote this down, I see now that I've written The Crew Mission Derp Sea. Almost. But yeah, an amazing game. It was your number 3. No,
that was the one I just did. That was Hanamikoji.
Oh, yeah.
It was my number 4. Or else it couldn't have been, like it would just have been a crossover because I just did it.
True.
My number 2 then is gonna be a game about wildlife.
Okay.
No, about planting stuff.
That sounds better.
It's Arboretum.
Yeah.
Arboretum is like a crunchy filler, a heavier filler kind of game where it has player interaction, trying to block the other players from getting points. A lot of nice stuff while you're planting these nice trees on the floor or the table if you prefer to play on tables.
That's true. You can choose. Arboretum is really nice. It is my number 1.
Yes.
I just really like this game. What I like so much about Arboretum is that you want to do all the things with the cards at the same time, because what you actually get points for at the end of the game is having the most value on your hand, but you also, to get points for that, you have to play it actually down in the forest as well.
On the floor.
Yes, I have to balance like what to keep and what to not keep, and at the same time if I see you getting a lot of points for the trees that you are going for, and I get like one of that, I want to keep that as well. So you never have enough space for the cards that you want. It's like a pain to discard cards. It's so hard.
Yes.
I love it.
Before we do my number 1, there is something you can do for us. If you're new to this channel and you think, oh, I like card games, or I like board games, or I just like these 2 random Norwegian people, then you can help us out in a big way by giving us a victory point. And how do you do that, you ask? Well, Sunniva is here with a tutorial.
We get victory points when you click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
So my number 1 is going to be the game I have played more than any other game.
Yeah, of
and
course.
It's always going to be my number 1 card game because it is the best card game ever made. It's the longest living trading card game. It's Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
It is one that's always going to be fun to play. It is one that, even though it evolves and there's so much stuff I don't know about the new stuff, I will always be happy to sit down and play around in Magic. It is the game I played over 1,000 times online, in real life, on the floor, everywhere, not in the shower. But it is a superb game. Not one I would recommend getting into because it's going to be a money drain and you're going to stop playing board games. But it is a super duper fun game that I am happy to have played and will be happy to play. And that's our top 10 card games.
Very few crossovers this time. You
Only
were right.
2.
Yeah, it was so few. Usually our tastes align so much, but a lot of the games that you had chosen, it was just like, it was down there. It wasn't like between my picks, but it's so many good ones.
So this made it a better watch probably, so the people got more games to look at and more games to buy or not buy if you don't think you will like them. But this here, it's the end of this video. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.